This was never meant to be a tech channel. Hi, I want to talk about the blue fucking hedgehog, but apparently the world has other plans for yours truly. And so, fuck it, we ball. The Mozilla Foundation, which handles open source software like Firefox, has a new CEO. Now, the Mozilla Foundation being a nonprofit doesn't exclude it being exposed to the need for money. So they still need to find people that actually want to invest into the open source software. And as CEO, the new guy, I don't even bother to learn his name, has this responsibility of attracting new investors. Can you guess how he plans to? Don't you love being shoved AI down your throat? Again, and again. Fuck. Yeah, guys, I don't know how much more I can do this. So, in the face of the big AI wave, forcefulness that's happening, I was actually planning on doing a little survival kit of all the open source or niceys closed source thing you could survive on. And I had to find out what we do about web browsers. See, if you tell someone to install Vivaldi, they're gonna look at you like... And I understand people at least want a familiar sounding name, something that doesn't sound like a company that sells water. And Firefox isn't exactly a household name like it used to be when I was 12, but it still is recognizable by quite a lot of people and is somewhat trusted. Now, some people that are more well-versed into what's happening with Firefox will tell me that, oh no, that's bullshit because it's done X and Y, but that's nerd shit, honestly. A lot of people just stick with Safari or Chrome, depending on their allegiances, but you know, that being said, as I was agonizing about whether I should recommend a fucking unknown poo-poo browser or just stick with Firefox, which was at least open source, at least somewhat square and clean, the new guy came up with a new public message for his first day as the chief executive of the Mozilla Foundation. Now, I have his text over there, so I'm just gonna read it to you, and we're going to comment and see what we think. People want software that is fast, modern, but also honest about what it does. That we do. So you want to understand what's happening and have real choices. Mozilla and Firefox can be that choice. Few companies share our strengths. People trust our brand. The few people that still care about it do, and I got a feeling that is about to change. Firefox brings us global reach. Our teams know how to build reliable, independent software at scale, and our business model puts the user first. Something that's actually very, very important is that, yeah, they have something that works at scale. A web browser is a complicated piece of software, and one that needs to be updated quite frequently, especially as new standards roll around, bugs are found, etc. In the web dev, the differences between browsers that implement or not newer functionalities, which sucks ass. Then you have to use libraries to fill the gaps, which makes your website heavier. Another topic for another day. But yes, Firefox is basically one of the only real other options compared to Chrome. That being said, next paragraph. As Mozilla moves forward, we will focus on becoming the trusted software company. And then you get this fucking ChatGPT ass slogan. This is not a slogan. It is a direction that gets how we build and how we grow. It means three things. But this is not a slogan, this is a direction. Oh my god. I don't think it's actually ChatGPT, I just think that when you're CEO, you are unable to speak like a human being. But I just thought it was funny. First, every product we build must give people agency in how it works. Privacy, data use, and AI. The three important things in every piece of software. Privacy, data use, AI. Regardless, I'm being a bit of a bitch. Let's follow. Controls must be simple. AI should always be a choice, something people can easily turn off. Windows! It's something I've talked about last time, but I was surprised on how on Mac it's opt-in and it's two checkboxes. One for Siri and one for Apple Intelligence, I think it's called. Banging name, if only because its acronym is AI, someone had to do it. But yeah, I really appreciate that. My Mac is AI free. I am free. And I'm really happy about that. And once you know it, having a fucking productive piece of software really helps me daily. People should know why a feature works the way it does and what value they get from it. No complaints thus far. Second, our business model must align with trust. My hair like standing on right now. We will grow through transparent monetization that people recognize and value. Okay, so Mozilla does free shit. Firefox and Thunderbird, for example, all free. Those are incredibly powerful pieces of software that you can deploy at scale or just use forever, and you will have no problem. Of course, you can contribute back two ways. First, giving money. Or second, if you're a software developer, you can fucking work on the damn things. And apparently that doesn't seem to be enough. Of course, we need the money to run things, and I'm guessing they need more money. Or they want more money to give the benefit of the doubt. Third, are you ready? Firefox will grow from a browser into a broader ecosystem of trusted software. Pause. We didn't even get to the actually upsetting part yet, but I think it's so scary. Like, reading this sentence, again, my witch time has procced. I see everything in slow motion and I really need to kill someone to get a better combo. I do not want Firefox to become a broader ecosystem. Firefox is my web browser. If I needed an everything app, I would not look for Firefox. I would probably look for a web app, by the way. And you're not that guy. You don't need to be that guy, and you shouldn't be that guy. That's something that, this is something that really fucking annoys me in general, when everything needs to be everything. You don't to become WeChat in China and be the payment app and be the social networks and be the messaging app and be whatever else WeChat is. I never actually followed the topic. But you know what I mean. Twitter, but X, as Elon Musk envisioned it as being the everything app, also sucks balls. I don't want a world where I have an app that I need for everything. That does everything, that becomes popular and then becomes the fucking standard. This is genuinely dystopian. The amount of power such an app would have on you would be catastrophic. AI risks being that thing, by the way, that the West is currently shaping, and I'm really not happy about it. I understand the convenience of such a thing would be good for lazy people, which we have to admit is a lot of people. Now, a lot of people understand the impact of technology on our lives, understand that sometimes we need to actually put a stop to things and add regulation or just kill projects. Then it comes with annoying things like having to have debates about where we need to put the line, having to actually think and agree with people, or, you know, give some space, take some back. Very annoying stuff that no one wants to do, disappointingly enough. But very necessary stuff. But yeah, I'm not happy about this. I know it sounds like I'm making hills out of a fucking plateau, but it's important that we recognize this need to grow everywhere, tech projects. And yeah, regardless, Firefox will remain our anchor. It will evolve into a modern AI browser and support a portfolio of new and trusted software additions. Multiple thoughts about that. First off, it will evolve into a modern AI browser. What is a modern AI browser? Are there old AI browsers? Is there a classic AI browser? Is there a Netscape AI that I just didn't see somewhere? I don't think so. Second off, Firefox will evolve into an AI browser. Fuck the hell off with that bullshit. Because here's the thing. The web, I don't want to have a web that's made for AI agents. If you know the web from like the years, and I'm young, so you know, I'm young, but fuck off. I'm young, so the years 2000s, etc., maybe the 2010s at max. It was a very different landscape than what it currently is. It was for humans. You could exchange with humans. It would be mostly humans, and something amazing that we no longer have. The web had a lot of small nodes. It has its name from this. It's called the web, not the free fucking skyscrapers that everyone goes to and be miserable in. And that ship obviously has sailed. And then you have how optimized the web is for SEO, marketing. The quality of information has just gone down the drain, and it has gone even further down the drain with AI. And now you want to make the web not even seeable for our eyes, not even interactable with our little hands, but for fucking AI agents to read stuff and regurgitate it for you like a fucking robotic mama bird. Oh, that's depressing. That's honestly depressing. I don't know why there's this tendency of trying to dump everything down. You remove the human factor for everything. I know computers, and especially phones are computers, I don't give a fuck, are already kind of are some everything machines that we are very dependent on. And having a tool that you're very dependent on, I feel is very different than having something that does things for you. At least if I use the tool, I feel I still have some sense of agency, some sense of freedom. I still get to make the decisions. This is not the world we're headed towards. I am praying to every god on my quick dial list to make the AI bubble burst in a way that doesn't fuck up the economy, because I'm very kind like that. But this shit needs to stop. This shit absolutely needs to stop. Other point I want to bring up. Support a portfolio of new and trusted software additions. So I'm assuming this is something else than current browser extensions. This is more like, I'm not really sure how to describe it. But I'm guessing like basically instead of having Firefox, the web browser, you'd have Firefox, the app. It will include stuff like Thunderbird, basically, like your mails, saging, Pocket, maybe payment, maybe, I don't know, everything you can think of, like text editing, fucking slideshows, etc. Probably a lot of it would be AI powered because that's the new craze. No, for a phone. No. Oh, this is the job of an operating system. This is not the job of your fucking web browser. I don't care what everyone fucking says. This isn't good. This really isn't good. Now, of course, Firefox, if there had to be an everything app, Firefox being it would probably be, don't want to be saying one of the least damaging scenarios, but it would be less bad than what it could be. But it would still suck. Yes, it would be open source. Yes, it would be made by a non-profit. But I don't like having an app get that much control, that much stuff. Most especially, what I really don't like, third point, is that this is gonna give some ideas to people. Of course, AI browsers have popped up here and there. I think ChatGPT has one called Atlas. Chrome is doing some bullshit. I kind of stopped using Chrome when I'm not working and when I don't need to test websites on Chrome. None of them seems to have that kind of pretension than Firefox. They're mostly like, oh, you will need to browse the web page. It will do the actions for you. And I will read things for you and summarize them for you. Because why? Yes, why would you need to read the entirety of a web page when I can just tell you what you should think about it, what you should remember from it? That's fucking good. We don't have critical thinking crisis. We don't have reading comprehension crisis. We don't have everyone being a fucking moron crisis. That's fine. It really just sounds like I'm a hater, and I don't like it. I read the whole thing, and there are other points being made. I don't care. It's a lot of CEO speech. You can read the full thing for yourself if you want. But I'm depressed. That's all this video comes down to. I am depressed, and I don't fucking know what to do. In my heart of hearts, and this is probably something I will talk about more later, I need people to wake up. I want people to wake up, and you need to, if you care about these things, to help people wake up to just how bad things are gotten on tech, how little control we actually have, and the fact that we can actually take back control. We definitely can. We can make social media less toxic. We can choose to host our VPNs ourselves. It's very easy to set up an open VPN instance, even if you have non-existent tech skills. There's a lot of resources that allow you to do basically whatever. Think of a commercial service, Google Drive. I'm running out of examples. And you can get an open source variant that is very robust, very trusted, very secure. You just need to learn how to do self-hosted, which means getting a server, either a fucking old-ass computer in here, or getting one server, and there are ways to get interfaces that allow you to install such apps easily. Again, we have the ways to fight back and make internet ours again. It requires one thing, it's educating people and giving them the will to actually do it. I don't know if it's possible. Obviously, I have a tiny little voice, and I don't mean this voice, because I can have a way less tiny voice. But what I mean is, I don't have a lot of reach, obviously, but I'm hoping that people much bigger than me echo the sentiment. And over time, if we even get like 5% of people starting to do self-hosted internet movement, that we start to revive the web as an actual collection of places that do different things instead of just one company getting your ass, selling it to others. I feel naturally the demand for these kind of weird-ass things will stop. I wonder what people think about this. I've been a bit all over the place, I just now realized. But obviously you kind of get where I'm coming from and the points I've been making, if I've been making any worthwhile points to begin with. Kat, do you want to say something? He's having he's in a very playing position. But yeah, that's it for now. Hopefully I'll be back on working on Sonic stuff, Kirby stuff. There shouldn't be any horror, I hope. Please, bye.